Well, I'm going to the new Batman film titled The Batman. Uh, so I thought, why not just take a little trip down memory lane again with Batman. Batman, crap man, fuck Batman. And those who are not new to the channel, you know I have, not brutally honest, and know that I'm brutally honest, and know that there's no really, take on the Cape Crusader live actions on in live action movies since the Adam West movie in live action from 1966. Yes, that's what I'm gonna say. And after that, it seems like Batman's career has been pretty much in the toilet. The way I see it, and I just don't give a fuck about the Batman's ass. If he lives or dies, he's just a killer. He's all he is, a killer. In the big movies, in live action, yeah, that's all he is to me. He's just a killer. Monkey, dumb ass monkey. He's like a stupid fucking dog that doesn't know when to stop when his master says he's had enough to eat. Like, he's that kind of dumbass dog. Batman as a killer, he's like a really fucking dumbass. Well, Ben Affleck's Batman was the only one that gave Batman a character. Ben Affleck's Batman is the only Batman that actually got a character motivation to kill. All the other ones just killed for the fuck of it. Oh boy. And honestly, it's fucking killing me. Why? Because, fuck comics. Comics are for pussies. Because Batman doesn't kill in the comics since last time he killed in the comics was during the Golden Age, and that's when Batman was first invented. But since the Golden Age ended, he hasn't killed on a daily basis. It's not become a regular thing of his character anymore. My problem is people won't move the fuck on! And accept change. Like people who are rejecting the fact that Batman doesn't kill. But when they say, yes, he does. Even the Keaton Batman kills a lot. Oh, no, shit! The Keaton Batman kills a lot! Which has the worst Batman costume ever! When he made his debut as Batman. Yeah! That's something to go by. That makes perfect sense. Give me a barely faithful adaptation that barely represents Batman at all, or any parts of him. He couldn't get the suit right. So yeah, clearly that's something though that someone weird. That's a great example of retards to go by. Go get breast cancers and die and get lobotomized by yourselves voluntarily. You hacks. So no, in the comics, since the Golden Age ended, Batman has not killed in the comics. Normally, that's not a normal part of his character for him to kill. But the movies, hey, because the movies do it, so clearly we just have to ignore the source material. Guess what? Constantine's not British! He's a white guy with an American accent. That's why you hate Keanu Reeves, Constantine, you pricks! Which, in hindsight, was probably bad comic book adaptation and bad story than any of the Batmans told since Keaton to put on the couch, and many, way too many Batman movies after Michael Keaton's first Batman movie. Was Batman in it? Even. It's called a Batman movie. As long as it's Batman and he's in the fucking movie's live action, I say heck counts as a Batman movie because Batman has no fucking reason to be in any of his movies! But does that make all the Batman movies terrible as a film on its own? No! Of course not! They make as much sense as a B slasher movie, or B horror film, or B comedy, or B movie, or any type of B movies is usually why I gave those Michael Keaton Batman movies and also the George Clooney Batman movies a 10 out of 10. Because they succeeded at what I expect those dumbasses to do as Batman. Fail, but fail with style. But when someone like Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale claims they're going to do something more intelligent, with competent, and more common sense, then there's a mindfuck of a film. That's what those Keaton movies were, and the George Clooney movie called Batman and Robin, which he plays the same one. In case of many of you guys were oblivious, like we probably are, that plays the same Batman as Keaton's Batman. Which they're just meant to be mindfucks of a film. Now, when something's claimed to be more, advertising claims and to be more just a mindfuck of a film to turn your brain off, I'm more forgiving of that. But when something's trying to actually be smart and competently written, not so much when it doesn't succeed at what it's trying to do. That's why I don't think Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is anything to go home writing about. Because it's mediocre at fucking best. It's watchable and enjoyable enough to get invested into it, but it's nothing special about it. For all three Batman movies with Christian fucking Bale. And I'm disappointed as Batman because, you know, I expected him the most out of his Batman, you know. When I saw Christian Bale, holy crap, they got Christian Bale. He's awesome. He's going to be the most comic accurate Batman ever. But oh my god, he fucked up. I don't know if it's the writing or it's him, but maybe it's both. But I don't care anymore. So Batman gets an 8 out of 10. Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises gets an 8 out of 10. The Dark Knight was from 2016. Gets a 0 out of 10 because, oh my god, I had trouble giving a shit about trying to. I have forced myself to give a shit about this movie. And forced myself to try to be invested or detained by this movie. The Dark Knight from 2008. The Dark Knight, I'm going to try to play all three Batman films. in the Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight movie from 2000 is every fucking action film cliche you can think of to tell the story. If you've seen an action movie, if you've seen an action movie, you've seen The Dark Knight. Or if you've seen any action movie, or one action movie, or any action movie that's not trying to do anything like to make it stand out from other action movies, then you basically seen The Dark Knight as in a nutshell. You're not missing out. Batman Begins is over amount of clusterfuck storylines that don't add up to that much stuff and tie barely together. Batman Begins from 2005, which is just like it was saying I was just we hear on like the Batman Begins. It's about Bruce Wayne training with assassins and betraying the League of Assassins while flashing back from his parents' trauma, flashing back and forth from present, day, and night. And he goes back, puts on the suit, and he's Batman. Brings Falcone to justice because he wants vengeance for his parents' murder. But then, when he finds out that there's a bigger thing going on, because the story says so, it was revealed that the Scarecrow was working for Ra's al Ghul. But in the movie, it's pronounced Ra's al Ghul, because let's mispronounce stuff while we're at it. Because if M. Night Shyamalan can do it so well with Aang, changing it to Aang from Aang to Am, then surely one of the greatest geniuses of our time, Christopher Nolan, can do the same thing. And people love it. Just like they love when people mispronounce stuff intentionally for the sake of changing the script. I mean, if I figure just change the script, you know? It is so stupid. This movie is. It's stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. And, like Michael Keaton, Batman before him, that ended in the, with George Clooney playing Michael Keaton's Batman, and he takes inspiration from Michael Keaton's Batman by heroically pushing Two-Face off of the edge to save a child to his doom. Pushing Two-Face off of a building to save a child and leave him to die. Leave Two-Face to die just so he can save the kid. So, fuck you, Batman! And, Scarecrow and Batman, that was the Dark Knight, and Scarecrow and Batman Begins, he, was for, the head of the demon, this guy, the head of the League of Assassins, of this assassin cult. And turns out he was the one, not Val, he gave Falcone the idea, which gave Joel Chill the idea to do the murder on his parents when he was a child. Okay, fuck that shit. That makes no fucking sense. And instead of bringing his parents' murderer to justice, he decides to not let him live by not heroically saving him Because he won't break the rule about killing someone, but he'll break the rule by not he'll break the rule by not killing someone with his bare hands, by leaving them to die in a fiery train explosion into a building. Oh, Batman, never change, never change. I want to slaughter your children and your head. At this moment right now, you have let me down too many fucking times. So, yep. Dark Knight Rises from 2012. So The Dark Knight Rises comes out of retirement when he hears that Gordon's now in the hospital and people haven't seen the Batman in 12 years. Or 20 years. About 20 years, actually, or Bruce Wayne in 20 years. Since over 20 years, they haven't seen Batman or Bruce Wayne. And people can't put together that they're the same person somehow after he's been framed for the murder of Harvey Dent, which was all part of his diabolical plan to not let the Joker win, Batman was. And going on a long list of blah, blah, blah. And therefore we get that monologue that everyone seems to love for some reason at the end of 2000 Dark Knight film. And therefore it enters this film right where we left off in The Dark Knight, except 20 years later. And nothing has happened. He has basically given up on crime, fighting for some unclear fucking reason. It's never explained what it is. So he comes out of retirement, takes down Bane's goon, and then the cops start chasing him instead of chasing Bane. Outsmarts the cops he does with his new gadgets and gear. And falls in love with his Catgirl, who doesn't go by the name Catwoman, but goes like the Selina Kyle and Capper, like the movie calls her. So, she's not Catwoman. Great. Fuck yes. Fuck me. And then, he gets the pearls back after dancing with Selina Kyle at a party that she stole from his vase that belonged to his mother. Somehow, the pearls are all in one piece. After Joe Chill and Batman Begins destroyed them with the impact from the bullet of the gun somehow. So somehow it got magically fit together. And somehow there's not even a stain of blood on it. She must have just had those pearls lying around for backup, just in case one of those things happened. And she gets Margot murdered in a dark alleyway, you know? Or both, you know? So, yeah. To Bruce, she has a mentor of his, you know? Blah, blah, blah. When he's older, blah, blah, blah. He goes, meets Bane, and takes down his army, and takes down a bunch of his army with the cat burglar. Selina Kyle, and turns out Selina Kyle led him into a trap for him to fight Bane, only for him to fucking lose. Badly. And it feels great to see him get his ass handed. In a way, part of me feels that way. Yeah, part of me feels kind of sad because... But then a part of me realized, wait, this is not a good villain in Batman, so why should I give a fuck? Or believable Batman, or relatable Batman, you know? So remember when I said George Clooney was the second worst Batman next to Michael Keaton? I take that completely back. It is Christian Bale that is the second worst Batman. George Clooney's third, and Michael Keaton is number one, the worst Batman ever. Those are my top 3 worst Batman evers in this review. I'm just going to say that and say it in solid and cement. This is solid. It definitely is. I've made my fucking mind. So, mostly because their writing is just fucking terrible out of all the other Batmans that came before, out of all 3 of them and after. Yeah. So, he wakes up in a cave, gets out of the cave for trial and error after falling several times, but somehow he makes out the jump without the rope. But somehow, some way, somehow, without any rhyme or reason, after he gets out of the case, he tosses the rope that's attached to nothing down to free the other prisoners. That's stupid. He just tosses a rope down. He thinks that's going to free them, but it's really not even tied to anything. It's just a thing, just a pile of extra rope. What are you, stupid, Batman? You probably after you did that, and so you did a good thing. Next thing you know, he pops up the costume in the Batman costume after getting help from Lucius to get him back in the game, back in the suit, and back on the fighting field. And then he lets the whole Gotham signal that the Batman returned by going to light up the signal. That's somehow is perfectly in the shape of a bat on the bridge of Gotham City. It's just perfectly formed into the bat logo. Somehow he got time to do that. Okay, and then that's when Bane realized he is back, and his army realizes back, and everyone's back, realizes he's back. Oh, he's still alive, blah, blah, blah. Then, Batman fights Bane in the daylight with along with all the GCPD of Gotham. What's less of them? And all of them get murdered except for Gordon because he's busy disarming the bomb that blows up Gotham City. That's a nuclear bomb. While Batman is busy fighting Bane, he's interrogating him while fighting him and asking where the fucking trigger is. Turns out he doesn't have it. And turns out he's not the child of Ra's al Ghul. And turns out the person he bangs and had a one-night stand was the one that tricked him and was a mastermind behind all of this. Natalia Ra's al Ghul. Natalia Ra's al Ghul. I mean, yeah, yes. Okay. And, so, stabs Batman and, Bane's ordered by Natalia to let him live so he can see his world crumble, Gotham City crumble, into a fire explosion. But Bane knows better that he cannot let Batman live. He's just going to have to imagine he's seeing the fireworks from the explosion. That's not really fireworks. Basically, it's just, so Catwoman shoots Bane, murders him, most likely into a wall of solid concrete with guns that are attached to Batman's motorcycle. And she says, I don't believe in not using guns like you do. I think it's okay to murder, basically, because, well, she is giving a birthday present by Batman. That's now the Catwoman cycle instead of the Bat cycle, because now Batman has the Batwing. Except it's not called the Batwing, just like the Bat cycle is not called the Bat cycle. It's called something else. Just like the Batwing is not called the Batwing, it's called the Tumbler in this universe. The Tumbler! Oh, fuck this. So, anyway, he goes to murder and finish the job and saves Gotham City by murdering the head League of Assassin, Natalia, and leaves her to die and doesn't tell anyone to get her to a hospital, see if her, or try to save her life. You know, he's just focused on disarming the bomb and not showing any concerns or regret for the life she has taken. That's the sign of a true hero, Batman. He is, clearly. And not some sign of some sort of deranged asshole. Oh wait, he is! He is totally a deranged